Rachel Zegler and Gal Gadot have ruined Snow White. These actresses can't get over their personal feud to promote this film. And then Rachel has done some really bad press that has the biggest Disney fans turning on this movie's release. So let's get into it. Now, I've been hearing reports that there's been a ton of tension and it has gotten messy behind the scenes of Disney's Snow White, and it's all due to Rachel Zegler and Gal Gadot. Gal is playing the evil queen, and of course Rachel is playing Snow White. Unfortunately, it seems like Rachel and Gal's on-screen tensions have reportedly spilled out into real life, causing a nightmare for Disney. According to multiple sources who spoke with people, the actresses have nothing in common due to their huge age gap and very different political views, especially when it comes to the Israeli and Palestinian conflict. Both have been in vocal support for the opposite sides, with branding experts warning that such behavior could trigger a boycott. An insider said that Gal is annoyed with the movie drama. She enjoyed filming. She was fine with Rachel, but they're not friends. They did a good job together, and that's it. And it seems like their trouble extends far beyond just political reasons. Now, when Rachel Zegler was initially cast as Snow White, there was some backlash, very similar to how the remake of Ariel went down. They did not like to see a black mermaid, and fans, I guess some fans, weren't happy to see a Latina actress playing Snow White, which I think is pretty ridiculous. When addressing the negative reception, Rachel wrote in a deleted social media post, "Yes, I am Snow White. No, I'm not bleaching my skin for the role."
I honestly did my best to give Disney the benefit of the doubt when they cast a Hispanic woman as Snow White. Snow White. I thought to myself, maybe, just maybe, she just happens to be the cream of the crop, the best of the best. There was no other pale-skinned girl they could find to play Snow White. But what I could not give a pass to was how the very same Hispanic Snow White came out and stated how the story of Snow White had nothing to do with, a princess who was saved by a prince, the kiss that brought her back to life, but instead it was about female empowerment. It was a feminist manifesto that Snow White didn't need no man and that she could bring herself back from the dead. Yeah, at that point, I realized that Disney was doing what Disney has been doing for the last 10 years, which is basically completely corrupting every single one of our most beloved stories.
That TikToker made a great point because Rachel got in so much trouble when she spoke about the absence of a prince in this movie. One person wrote, "My only question is, at this point, why not just make a new character with how much they are changing?" She sparked further outrage when she called the storyline of the film weird and labeled the prince as a stalker. There were then cries that Snow White had gone woke when Rachel revealed in an interview that she's not going to be saved by a prince and she's not going to be dreaming about true love.
I mean, the original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so. There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her.
Yeah.
Weird.
Super weird.
So we didn't do that this time.
So no prince, or a different kind of prince?
We have a different approach to what I'm sure a lot of people will assume is a love story just because, we cast a guy in the movie.
But the fallout between Gal and Rachel hit a peak whenever Rachel appeared solo at a private premiere at an event in Spain, while Gal promoted the movie by herself at Disneyland in California. They also looked really awkward in pictures taken at the screening in LA, only posing together in group shots. You know what's worse than getting injured? Fighting with the insurance company afterwards. They will often stall, delay, and lowball you because their goal is to pay you as little as possible because they are not on your side. That's where Morgan & Morgan comes in. They are the largest injury law firm in America with over 1,000 attorneys and millions of clients served. They've secured billions of dollars for settlements and verdicts, including a $26 million payout in Philadelphia, 40 times more than what the insurance company originally offered. And the best part about Morgan & Morgan is that they don't charge anything up front. There is no consulting fee, there's no hourly rate, there's no hidden cost by going and getting them to help you out. So if you've been hurt in an accident, Morgan & Morgan has your back if you become their client. You can go to forthepeople.com/Sloan or scan the QR code on the screen to start your claim now. You probably could get it submitted before this video is even over with. And it's not gonna hurt to go and figure out how much you are owed. Thank you, Morgan & Morgan, for sponsoring this video, and enjoy. Now, we all know the Little Mermaid star Halle went through hell because she is a black woman playing Ariel. And Rachel compared the hating of Snow White to the same thing that happened with Ariel. This article writes, new anger is taking shape this weekend, and it all has to do with resurfaced press remarks that Rachel made back in September while promoting the film alongside Gal. Now, this interview, again, is very old, but Rachel confesses to having only seen the OG Snow White once as a child and not liking it because she thought it was scary. She says she's never watched it again, at least until she was cast. So it sounds like Rachel was turned off by what she saw, describing the cartoon. It came across dated and perhaps regressive for women. The problem is, it seems like her attitude towards the old Snow White, kind of bashing it, turned a lot of people off. They write not just conservative fans either. There are a good handful of seemingly normal women, they write, who are speaking up and rolling their eyes over Rachel's take. Now listen to what this TikToker had to say about her take on Rachel's promotion of the film.
I'm scared of the original cartoon. I think I watched it once and then I never picked it up again. Like, I'm being so serious. I watched it once and then I went on the ride in Disney World, which was called Snow White's Scary Adventures. Doesn't sound like something a little kid would like. Was terrified of it. Never revisited Snow White again. So I watched it for the first time in probably 16, 17 years. When I was doing this.
If you hated the original movie, why are you starring in the remake? I am getting so sick of Disney recreating these movies that aren't quite living up to the original movie. The audience that you are targeting, my assumption is that you're targeting an audience that is already invested, already interested, has a whole childhood filled with Disney everything, right? Like, you're targeting Disney adults who used to watch the Disney original movies when they were younger. And if that's the case, then why are you doing everything necessary to piss off those Disney adults now that they're a little bit older and have experienced a little bit more life? The girl that you chose to play the iconic Disney princess Snow White has done nothing but shit on the movie during every single one of her fucking interviews, to the point where you can even see Gal Gadot interject herself into the conversation because she knew that Rachel Zegler was gonna open her mouth and say some ignorant ass shit once more, to the point where she even interjected and said, oh, we want her to be a leader, right? It's like she was kind of coaching her through, like, girl, you're fucking this up, fix your face. And then Rachel still went on to say even more ignorant shit. Like, girl, we know that this is not 1937. It's 100 years later. Obviously, the times have changed. But the reason that you're recreating the movie is because the original movie was so fucking successful, not even just back in 1937, but it was so successful even nowadays that Disney decided they wanted to make it accept a little bit more of a new age feel.
This comment reads, wonder how Rachel feels about being the most disliked actress in the world, even over Blake Lively and Amber Heard. That's an official title. She has the most disliked trailer in YouTube history. Another person writes, she single-handedly killed this film. Another person writes, Disney spent all of that money but didn't hire PR consultants for the lead actors. And I don't know if maybe that's the situation here. We've just got Rachel Zegler, who's not too PR trained, and you know, sometimes that's refreshing, but when it comes to something so classic and, like, you know, poised as Disney likes to pretend they are, you have to come and deliver that.
I promised myself I'd never use this term unironically, but in the last couple days, I've developed the biggest ick for Rachel Zegler as Snow White. And I ain't even saying that because of the racial dynamic. I could care less about that. I'm talking about the blatant contempt and disdain that she and everybody else working on this movie seems to have for the original Disney movie. Every single time I've seen her open her mouth to talk about playing the Snow White character and reimagining the story, it's to trash the original Snow White and prop up her version as the superior. Every Disney princess needs to be a damn girl boss.
Snow White has to learn a lot of lessons about coming into her own power before she can come into power over a kingdom. She's dreaming about becoming the leader she knows she can be.
Oh, this Snow White ain't dreaming about no man. She's dreaming about becoming a leader. What are you talking about? What does that even mean? I've never once heard her say, oh, it's such an honor to play this character. Oh, I can't wait to do it justice. Oh, I'm so grateful for this opportunity. No, it's only, how do we fix this garbage property I've been saddled with? Well, at the same time, you have other actresses like Iman Vellani, the actress who plays Miss Marvel, who never passes up an opportunity to say how grateful she is to play this character.
Now, I know Rachel's trying to compare her situation to Halle, but even Halle came with a different approach, being very grateful for this role in playing the Little Mermaid, not really trying to, you know, girl boss it up. So a lot of people say, hey, Rachel, if you hated Snow White as a kid, you didn't even watch it, it scared you, why sign up for the role? I mean, probably because it's the biggest gig that anyone could ask for, but it still seems a little inauthentic.
I was about 5 years old when I first watched The Little Mermaid. A lot of people will be shocked to know that my favorite Disney princess growing up, it was Ariel, no lie. Ariel is so fiery and passionate about what she wants for herself and her future, and I truly felt like, she's telling me, you can do it.
Now, Snow White also found some trouble because they decided to CGI a lot of characters. Now, recently, a few different actors met up, and it looks like they spoke to the press about the Seven Dwarfs and the fact that they used CGI for it. In a podcast, it's been a discussion, especially in the little people community, where they are discussing the fact that there are 7 jobs that were taken from little actors that would love to be in this movie.
They're remaking the movie. They just got rid of the dwarfs. Okay,
but what do they call them?
Why
now,
would they
too?
get rid of the dwarves, though?
Magical creatures.
But they have one token dwarf amongst these magical creatures. You actually just went backwards. You actually just erased the dwarfism side of it. The disability, like we're a disability group, you just erase that whole image. The argument should have been from Peter Dinklage, there's power of being on TV, there's power of television, and to put 7 people with dwarfism on camera in a major Disney movie, there's still power there. If the story is offensive, change the story, don't change the characters.
Now, the original promo pics for the film showed one little person and 6 other random people of typical stature following Rachel's stand-in through a field. The other dwarves were also of varying race, gender, and height, and got a major eye roll from some. It has sparked a fierce debate because some little people have slammed the decision to lose most of the dwarfs, all because Peter Dinklage found the idea of them insulting. Now, it seems like Rachel has tried to clean up her past a little bit, or at least apologize and try to win some people over, which is why she shared this post where she writes, "Hi everyone, I would like to sincerely apologize for the election post I shared on my Instagram last week. I let my emotions get the best of me. Hatred and anger have always caused us to move further and further away from peace and understanding. This week has been emotional for so many, but I firmly believe that everyone has the right to their opinion." So Rachel just needs to understand that when you associate yourself with something like Disney, you're going to have to, sit there and smile in silence. But I want to hear what you guys think of this movie in the comments below. What do you think of Gal Gadot too? Thoughts on her? But I want to hear what you guys think. Are you going to see it? I don't know if I'm going to see it. I do like the song from it though, when she's like, echo, 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 echo. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in a new one soon. Bye guys.